So again, for you guys that are watching my video for the first time, I'm Tanisha. And for those or few that have watched me a couple of times, hi, how are you doing? I hope you had a good start of a new year. And the reason why I'm making this video is because like my fans already know that I'll be having surgery tomorrow, and it will be two procedures in one. It will be a ventral hernia repair and like a diagnostic type of laparoscopy. It will be to look around and see what's going on with my pelvic and other stuff. A couple of videos kind of explain what my health situation is, I think, but just a brief overview. I've been going to the doctor for a whole year after I had my daughter, and I've been complaining about pain, and they couldn't find what was wrong with me. They just prescribed medication, assuming, what it may be, and eventually that medication, I had some side effects making things even worse. The pain gradually grew from just my pelvic to my hip to my stomach to my chest to a lot of stuff, and then it was hard to tell what's causing what because now it's all combined in together. And so with that, after a year, at one point I was like, I can feel inside of my stomach, and after everything, I was referred to a general surgeon who said I had a hernia, umbilical hernia, and you couldn't really tell because at that time my stomach was flat instead of bulging out, which hernias do. And come to think of it, I was born with, when I was younger, I had a bigger belly navel, but I thought that was just a Caribbean thing. So who knows? I might have had it since then, but I don't know what's the root cause of it, and it doesn't really matter as long as it hadn't got fixed. So after a whole year of all that, they decided I had the umbilical hernia and do a repair. And then after the repair, I was still having some pain and problems with my pelvic, so I decided that they're going to do a diagnostic can't say it, diagnostic laparoscopy. And with that, they found that there was scar tissues over the mesh that was put into my stomach, and my bowel was trapped, so they fixed that. And even before that, I had a endoscopy, so EDG to look, and told me I had a hiatal hernia, which is now a slight hole in my chest. And from that, I was like, oh great, another thing. But as long as they know, because I've been dealing with this without knowing what was going on. Well, that, and somewhere along the way, I had a colonoscopy. Remind me now, I'm still young, so all of this, I just always brush it off as I have been reincarnated into an 80-year-old or a elderly body. So what can I do? I just have to repair it, I guess. But anyway, the colonoscopy came when I had a polyp. It wasn't cancerous. That was a good part. Now I have to do one every 5 years. Yay. So with all of that, I thought everything, now everything will be okay. Comes a year later, here I am, and was still in pain, taking medicine, stopped taking medicine, still in pain, debating, should I go herbal or should I take the medicine, and switching back and forth. But anyways, after going to a doctor for a couple of months, and he keep telling me to come back every 2-3 weeks, stuff like that, to do a follow-up. And then when I go, it's like, why are you here again? And I have to remind him, and sometimes he's like, oh, he doesn't remember, he forgot that I had a hiatal hernia, or he's just prescribing stuff. So eventually, he hit that last strike when I took my kids there, and he was all, they can't touch this, they can't touch that. And I got mad. I was like, he's not doing anything for me anyway. So I switched doctors, and my first visit to this new doctor, he gave me 3 referrals. So first referrals, one for the general surgeon, one was for OBG, and the other was for gastroenteritis. So I went to, who did I go to first? I went to general surgeon or OB, I'm not sure, but general surgeon, and he took a look at my x-rays and scan that I did, and he told me that I don't have a hiatal hernia. And I was like, okay, maybe they just didn't see it, like they're not used to seeing stuff just generally off the naked eye for me. But I do have a incisional hernia, which that hernia came from the hernia I had before. And the mesh in my stomach was twisted, and I was like, twisted. It was like, just think of it as a potato chip, so it's twisted. And my stomach wasn't closed. My abdominal wall wasn't closed. So all this working out that I've been doing, and my stomach seems flattened sometimes it's swollen up, and it just had that weakening still, and I could feel it. And I thought maybe if I work out more or work out harder, then that would have fixed that, because I am really picky when it comes to my stomach or having a stomach. Not that you shouldn't be happy with the way you look, but for me, that was a problem. I never liked having a big stomach, and I think I got that from my mom. But anyway, I had to stop working out, and I just joined a gym, had a 1-year membership, and so I had to put that on hold and stop working out completely, because bending hurts, lifting hurts, everything hurts. And I'm a person with OCD. I'm always moving stuff around in my house, cleaning it, end up putting it back in the same place, but cleaning every creases in a corner over and over and over again. So that for me, that took a toll on me, even emotionally. And so I went to OB, and they decided to do some type of a pelvic therapy, which I had never heard about before. Basically, a therapy, massage inside of you, which I hadn't done yet. I was just skeptical about that. And she also decided, they'll treat and see what's going on. But I told her I have a surgery, and one of my things was I don't want to have any more kids, just fix me. She was like, no, they don't want to just go and do a hysterectomy or whatever. And I was like, okay, you're the doctor, you should know best. But anyway, she knew I was having her surgery, so I guess that makes her the second visit. And they decided that to work together with my hernia surgeon and look around and see what's going on. Brings me to GI, and I recently did an endoscopy, and they found nothing. There was no hernia anymore within my chest, and there was a redness, which I was aware of, and so I've been having a redness inside of my stomach or my small intestine, one of them. But he called me back and told me that after doing a biopsy, that it tested negative. So they're not sure why. It could be medication, but I've worn off of medication, so I'm not sure. I myself think maybe it's from dairy products. I wasn't diagnosed to be lactose intolerant, but I noticed if I had dairy product that's not lactose free, then I have a bad reaction. My stomach's swollen up, I get gassy, I feel sick, I'm in pain. So I cut away from that, and I started using lactose-free products. So all these allergies and everything decided to come out at once. So that brings me here to having my major surgery with 2 procedures in one tomorrow, 6 a.m. And I wanted to make this video to, inform individuals to listen to their body. And not only that, so being that it's possible I may or may not wake up to me. They're like doctor visits. I've been put under so much. At one point I woke up, but that's a whole nother story. And being that this is gonna be, a bigger surgery, it's gonna have a longer scar and or cut open, which kind of bother me because I don't like scars, but over a scar or my life, I will take my life. At one point, I was thinking that, I don't care. When I had my PTSD and anxiety issues, I would be like, like my first surgery, I was secretly hoping I don't wake up. So that way I don't feel the guilt of even my children and my family. And that's a horrible thing to say, I know, but at that point I felt like that. And right now I'm getting emotional about it because I don't know how I could have taught that my kids, I love them no matter what, and my husband and my family. So for me to leave them would have been so selfish. And I can see their life without me in it. So for God's sakes, my husband probably don't know the first thing about what to do with them. So they need me at all times. And with that said, it is a possibility that I may or may not wake up. And if so be the case, I want to inform you guys to please continue my Let's Stop the Silent campaign for those victims of life that are out there, whatever journey you were placed on, and you feel like you cannot go any further and you keep it to yourself. Please seek help. Please talk to someone. Please just let it out. The world needs to know what you're going through. You need to share your burden with the world. Trust me, it helps. But with that, that's just an in case. I have no intention of not waking back up. I have just started a moment in my life where I have stuff to do for me and stuff to take care of. I am working on my book and it's not finished. I need completed. Like I said earlier, I don't see my children being happy without me in their lives. So even if nothing for them, I've always been living for them, guilt-wise, but now I want to be living for them because I want to. And so I have no intention of not waking up. So I will see you guys